Hey guys, I'm here with another video, but this one is going to be a wee bit different, because I'm gonna teach y'all how to make a hybrid. And for that I'm going to use an example hybrid. So everyone, meet my latest hybrid, Athur. Anyway, the first thing you should look out for is congruity. And well, if you look at Athur's genome, you will see there are only 9 contributors. And that is the golden rule you should follow. Because even though you can use more contributors if you use contributors that are more alike, it will likely be to the detriment of the overall synergy of your hybrid. But if your contributors only happen to be alike, then you can sneak 1 or 2 more contributors. But anyway, what about the synergy? Since as I said, it is more important than the number of contributors. Well, unlike congruity, synergy doesn't really have a golden rule. But we can look at our example hybrid, so let's look at our first synergy. Okay, so carnivorous gives him very strong legs, making him very fast, and horns in his head. Then the Materia makes him lighter, with his larger R6, therefore making him faster. And then the tachytaurus gives him better stamina. After that, the dwarf crocodile gives him a stronger bite force and a little bit of armor. And then the triceratops gives Athur a stronger bite, longer horns, and a stronger neck. After that, the gorilla makes Athur smarter and gives him strong arms, which is complemented by the megaraptor, which has very long claws. And then the short-tailed shrew and the vampire bat, which make his horns, his teeth, and his claws sharper with iron. And from how long it took me to give you all the examples, it should be very clear that Athur has very good synergy. But anyway, how much should each contributor contribute? And the golden rule for this one is that each contributor should contribute to 2 things. Though if it's a very important thing, it can be only 1. But well, that's no fun. So let's play a game. A simple numbers game. Do you see these colorful squares? You must have 14 of them in total, and at least 1 of each. But how do you get these squares, you'll say? With your contributors, of course. Basically, if your contributor contributes to offense, you choose the offense square. And if it contributes to something else, you choose a different type of square. Also, just to clear some things up, stealth and speed are considered offense, stamina is considered defense, and venom resistance is also disease resistance. Also, a contributor can have multiple squares. And if your contributor contributes to something but you are unaware if it should count as a separate thing, you can consider it a half square. You can also consider very small contributions as half squares. Anyway, let's see if we can win this game using Athur. And as you can see, Athur scores 15.5, so now you can try and beat him. But anyway, on to the next section, that being choosing contributors. Because not every contributor is made equal. Take for example the Giganotosaurus. Because even though he was a formidable predator, he wasn't really the best at any of the things that he did. So most times you should use the Komodo dragon or Megaraptor instead. And then we have something like the vampire bat, which you could easily beat in a fight but is invaluable in a hybrid. And there are many other cases like this. I want you to give attention to 2 of them. And they are the 2 largest carnivores to ever exist. And both of them are pretty much useless in hybrids. The Spinosaurus because there's pretty much no reason to use it over any crocodilian. And the T-Rex because there's no reason to choose it over the Spinosaurus or Nanotyrannus. Other than size, but neither of them are really big enough to be the size contributors in the hybrid. And for the T-Rex, its bite force might also seem like an advantage. Which it is, but in the grand scheme of things, the T-Rex bite force isn't really that impressive. But before you understand why its bite isn't really that impressive, you need to understand some other things. And the first thing you need to know is how weight scales its size. Because when something doubles its size, it actually doubles its height, its length, and its width. Meaning that if you double the size of an animal, it actually gets 8 times heavier. So if you want to find out your hybrid's weight, you should take its length, then divide it by the length of a similar animal, then do that to the power of 3, and do it times that animal's weight. But there is another thing that scales differently. That being strength, which correlates with area, meaning it scales with the power of 2. So if you want to find out the bite force of your hybrid, you should take its weight and divide it by the bite contributor's weight. Do that to the power of 0.6666, and do that times the bite contributor's bite force. But you can also use this to calculate how strong an animal's bite is for its size. So I made a list with animals with really strong bites for their size, and it looks like this. And as you can see, the T-Rex is near the bottom of this list. And that's why I said its bite isn't really that impressive. But anyway, there is one more thing that I want to teach you how to calculate. And that's how to calculate the speed of your hybrid. Which you'll do by taking the weight of your hybrid, dividing it by the weight of the speed contributor, then doing that to the power of 0.333, and then taking the speed of the speed contributor and dividing it by that number. Anyway, if this video helped you, click the like button and subscribe if you wanna see more. Because these are all the tips that I had for you on how to make better hybrids. So, bye bye.